Hi guys, how's it? Kia ora to my kiwi whanau, good day to my Aussie followers, and howdy once again from Texas. Man, first off, I just want to thank everybody, all my new subscribers, continued support for this channel. I really do appreciate it. Obviously, I know it's something a little bit different, especially for my Safa followers. You know, hey, you've got this guy with a North American accent talking about the Springboks and covering the Springboks, and you see all the regalia and it's everything. It's like, yeah, that's my team. Live or die. I love the Springboks, and I love Southern Hemisphere rugby at large, even if I don't love the other teams as much as I love the Springboks. So as you can see, the title of this video, the old guard, man. So we'll get the lineups for Los Pumas de Argentina for tomorrow. Usually they come out on Thursdays here in North America. But we've already seen the Springbok lineup released, and the big one, starting fly half, at 35 years young, Frans Steyn. And my first, I even posted on YouTube, I posted on Instagram, you know, can he deliver the goods for 80 minutes at 35? And the general consensus I've got is like, yeah, he probably could. I had to go back and kind of watch some of the Currie Cup action last year. Him and Ruan Pinar, another guy that's a very older gentleman, you know, did very well with the Cheetahs. It looked like the Cheetahs were gonna win the whole thing, and then it ended up not being the Cheetahs, surprisingly, there at the end. And it got me to kind of thinking, man, we've got like a couple of veterans on the team. It's not super common. I mean, now you could say like Sam Whitelock, Dane Coles for the All Blacks. Even Aaron Smith's kind of getting in that territory a bit. Definitely somebody like Alan Wynne Jones, but like, let's face facts here. This guy can't go a year without getting injured. He's just being held together by duct tape at this point here. We've got three guys on the Springboks that are 35 and older. And it really just got me to thinking, let's like kind of talk about the guys' ages. And are we going to be taking any of these guys in less than a year? September 8th, 2023 is the first game for the 2023 Rugby World Cup being held in France next year. Are we going to be taking any of these guys? So let's kind of just look through. We'll go through the debut, little stats and whatnot, and then maybe just give an opinion at the end of it, man. I mean, and maybe just, what do you guys think? So first, we're going to obviously start out with Frans Steyn, 35 years old, born on the 18th of May, 1987. It would make him 36 going into next year's Rugby World Cup. Made his debut way back on November 11th of 2006 against Ireland. I saw another video going around of the last time that he played fly half, and Barack Obama was president. Canon Moody was like 6 years old, 5 years old, 6 years old. The Nintendo Wii was really big still at the time, and it was just like, wow, time has really flown. I was in my 20s. I mean, I'm a little bit older than Frans, but like I said, he'll be 36. He's got 76 caps so far. Be 77, obviously, after this weekend. 17 World Cup caps. He played in the 07, the 11. He did not play in the 2015 World Cup. I don't really want to bring up any rehashings, but yeah, he had a family tragedy. It was very sad for him, losing a sibling. And he was not available for the 2015 tournament, and then 2019 obviously played 17 caps in the Rugby World Cup. Would we be taking Frans to France next year? My personal opinion, yeah. He still has it, and I wanted to bring up how he kind of saved our butts last year when Willie Le Roux was having some butterfingers issues at fullback. You put Frans back there, he was catching them fine, and he was kicking them deep. You know, we all know who won the British and Irish Lions tour for us was the same guy that won it in 2007, Moerne Steyn. He has stepped back from international rugby. I know he's still playing for the Bulls in URC, and I think even the Currie Cup a bit. But, and I mean, he would be available. He's just decided to step back a bit. Now, you have to respect that. He's got young sons. I follow him on social media. He just wants to be a dad and be at home. And you have to respect a man for that. Totally understanding. The next one we'll get to is Daniel Johannes, a.k.a. Duane, a.k.a. Thor Vermeulen. The number 8, the probably the best damn fetcher we have on the Springboks. He was born on July the 3rd, 1986, would make him 37 going into next year's Rugby World Cup. Injury issues, not a massive amount. He had some a few years back. I remember he missed a couple of games going to that British and Irish Lions series. I don't think he even played in that. And then he made his return, decided to go start playing north of the equator for Leinster, I believe. 11 World Cup caps, 63 caps overall. Played in both the last two World Cups, the 2015-2019. Made his debut way back on September the 8th of 2012 against Australia. And I believe, was that the Rugby Championship or was that the Tri-Nation still? I think it might have been the Tri-Nation still at that point. But yeah, he's 36 years old, relatively injury-free. I don't... It's kind of gotten to the point where I'd rather see him come off the bench than get the start, or if he starts, take him off at half. And it's not because I think he just doesn't have it anymore. It's just when you've got, guys like Vise, you've got guys like Quagga Smith that can play at 8 a bit. You've got, we've got options at 8 now. And, let's get some of these younger guys in a bit to get a little bit more playing time. And do I think he's fallen off of his game a bit? He's slowed down a step or two, but not any... He's not the game breaker he used to be, obviously, in his younger days. But is he usable? Very much so. And would I take him to a World Cup? If he's fit, yeah, I would. I don't know if he'd be my go-to number 8, but if there's some situations where you need to give some guys some rest, and we're playing against a lower tier nation or something, yeah, go ahead and give him a start. Let him get his caps, man. He's not useless. He's just not what he used to be. I could say that the same about Frans, but he's still pretty damn productive. And like I said, I don't mean to talk down about Thor. He's one of my favorite players, still playing right now. But should we take him at 37 to a third Rugby World Cup? We shall see, and we got a little bit of time to think about that. He will be playing this weekend as well. Now, the last man on this list, I've left him last for a reason. 2 caps, Dion 40, 35 years of age. He will be 36 3 days after I turn 40. He turns 40, or he turns 36 on Monday, the 25th. He turns 36 years of age. He will be 36 going into the next Rugby World Cup, turning 37 during the tournament. Obviously, the 2 caps, we saw him make his debut this year. The 2 games that I've seen him play in, the first one was that loss, and then the second one he's kind of come off and batting cleanup. Do I think he's at a top-level rugby player? No, but he does his job. And would I take him? Not necessarily, just because we do have some younger guys that do what he does a bit better, but it's been good to see him. I mean, making your debut at 35 is just like unheard of, and he's held his own, man. I probably, as a younger man, I probably would have said get that old man off the field, but now that I'm about to be 40 years old, I think I root for these older guys a bit more just because I myself am an older guy. I do try to, give them props when they need it. Definitely with Frans, definitely with Duane, Thor. When I do get to see Moerne play, I hope he does well. When you see Rowan Pinar play, I hope he does well. You see a little bit more... Like, you'll see 1 or 2, maybe 3 guys do it for, like, the bigger Tier 1 nations, but then you'll see teams like Tonga where there's, like, multiple guys over 36 on their roster. And I think it's because they're a Tier 2 nation and they're not, maybe their depth isn't as good as, say, as, like, a New Zealand, Australia, South Africa, Argentina. But even Argentina this year has been bringing in Kubeli, Augustine Creevy. These guys, Creevy is not a spring chicken. I think he's 35, 36 years old too, and he's been holding his own fairly well, But you guys let me know what you think, man. I mean, would you take all 3 of these guys? Would you take none of them? Would you take one of them? Would you take two of them? Let me know what you think in the comment section below, and maybe we can get something wrapping here. Definitely going to be waiting for the Pumas lineup to get released tomorrow. I will do a pregame video for that. I will not be going live for that one this weekend, as I will be out of town. Me and my girlfriend are going to hit the road and head to Tulsa, Oklahoma for my birthday weekend. Looking really forward. Gonna drive to Stillwater, Oklahoma, spend some time there, and hopefully run into my best friend on the entire planet. I think I've brought it up a few times in other videos. Jordan, can't wait to see you, bro. And yeah, just kind of get a chance to just kind of get away from the city for a bit, get away from the craziness of living in a metropolitan area and visiting a smaller big city. And just kind of like any of you guys have never been to America, Oklahoma is a very beautiful state because it's not overly developed yet, and it's a lot of open space, a lot of just beautiful nature. Sometimes you just got to get away from it, man. And I know a lot of my followers, you guys are big campers in December when you go on holiday. You know how I feel. You got to get away from the hustle and bustle sometimes. You got to get away from the smog and the pollution and the noise, and you just got to kind of get out and, just get out and have a good time sometimes. Just hit the road, go somewhere else, man. And I think we all probably should do that a little bit more. We'd probably all be a little bit more happier. Unfortunately, financial times, some people can't do that, unfortunately. But if you get a chance, it's always good to take a bit of holiday time to yourself and just kind of, unwind from all the madness. But obviously, I will see you guys tomorrow for the lineup video. And I hope everyone is safe wherever you're at in the world. I know my Safa followers, I know all about what's going on. Yeah, these 6-hour load sheddings, and I do apologize. I'm sorry. I know that has to suck. But you can get through this, man. You're South Africans. You can get through anything. But I'll talk to you guys again very soon. Cheers, guys.